Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be going over the Houston Texans Week 13 matchup over the Denver Broncos. This will be a fun one. 2-6-5 teams, two of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. The Broncos have won 5 straight games. The Texans have won 3 out of their last 4 games. Last week, the Texans nearly beat the Jaguars 24-21. Refs were terrible. Broncos beat the crap out of the Browns, who are without Deshaun Watson for the season. But a great win for the Broncos. Their defense has changed a lot in the last 5 games. Russell Wilson is playing good football. He looks like Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. I watched that video of him talking about how he's unlimited every time. I can't stop watching it after the Broncos get a win. But this week, I've been rooting for the Broncos in this process. I was rooting for them to get the win last week, mainly because the Texans have the Browns' first-round pick this year, but also because I really like their, the comeback story. I was rooting for them against the Vikings. I just don't really like the Vikings. And who did they beat before that? I mean, I wasn't really rooting for them to beat the Packers because I like the Packers more. I was rooting for them to beat the Bills. I was rooting for them to beat the Chiefs. So I've been rooting for them throughout this process, but tomorrow or Sunday, I'm against them. But let's go Texans, and we're going to be going over this matchup for the Texans and the Broncos. We're going to be going over the Texans injury report, and also we're going to be going over not only the injury report, but we're also going to be making predictions for this game. So the injury report is tight. Not a lot of these players are just questionable, but some of them are out. Dalton Schultz, tight end, is out for Week 13. The tight end position will be an interesting thing to see because I believe Tegan Quatanaro is still out. I'm pretty sure Brevin Jordan is still out as well. And Brevin Jordan, I think, is back. So it's looking like Brevin Jordan will be tight end number 1. But if Brevin Jordan isn't good to go, I'm not really sure who will be the tight end number 1 for the Texans with Schultz and Quatanaro out. But I'm pretty sure Brevin Jordan is healthy for the Houston Texans. Jake Hansen is questionable linebacker with a hand injury. And we'll see if he'll be able to go. It feels like every week he's on the he's questionable with something. Last week, I think it was a hamstring injury. All right, Titus Howard out for the season with a knee injury. Sheldon Rankings is questionable with an elbow injury. Really need him to go. Someone who's questionable that the Texans really need out there is Tank Dell, who's questionable with a calf injury. So if Tank Dell is not good to go, we at least need Noah Brown to return. Noah Brown has missed the last 2 games for the Texans. He is questionable with a knee injury. Texans could really use him back with Dalton Schultz out and potentially Tank Dell out as well. Really could use him. Eric Murray is still on IR with a knee injury. Dylan Horton is dealing with a personal health issue. He is out. Rookie defensive end Graylin Arnold is on IR with a calf injury. Kaimi Farrenbarron, kicker, is still on IR. Matt Amendola will be kicking for the Texans. Hassan Ridgeway is out for the season with an Achilles injury. MJ Stewart is also on IR with a shoulder injury. Jared Patterson is on IR with a lower leg injury. And Tegan Quatanaro also on IR, so is Kenyon and Kendrick Green. So just the IR is crazy for the Texans right now. So the Texans will be shorthanded on Sunday, but there's been so many games for them this season where they've been shorthanded. And they have a really talented quarterback, C.J. Stroud, who's been doing a really good job. He's thrown for over 3,000 passing yards and I think, 15 passing touchdowns in his rookie season. Has been playing great football. He's also ran for 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns this season. And he is playing some amazing football right now. Has been one of the best rookies ever, the best rookie quarterback ever, but one of the best rookies ever, and is in the MVP conversation. That is such good news for the Texans to hear, and we'll get to see another week of this kid. I love watching him every week, and I think it's going to be another big week for him, man. I know this Broncos defense has been playing good, and that worries me going into this matchup. It really does. How will C.J. Stroud do against a defense that is playing great football right now? They are feeling confident right now, and they're feeling confident coming into Houston. That's going to be something really interesting to watch, how C.J. Stroud deals with, going up against a great defense. So, but yeah, I think that, that will be something really, really, you keep an eye out for that. And especially if Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz are both out. And can you imagine C.J. Stroud, just go to the extreme, if both Noah Brown and Tank Dell are out, and then also you have Schultz out, those three guys are out for the Texans. Then Nico Collins is in. Who else is C.J. Stroud throwing the ball to? You'd have to have Xavier Hutchinson step up. You'd have to have a couple other guys step up for the Texans. Robert Woods would have to step up. You'd think the three best wide receivers in the wide receiver room would be Nico, Xavier Hutchinson, and Robert Woods. If all Noah Brown and Tank Dell and tight end Dalton Schultz were out. So I think C.J. Stroud needs one of Tank Dell or Noah Brown to be available on Sunday against the Broncos. I'm not saying the Texans can't win if both of those guys are out, but with those three guys that, Schultz, Dell, and Brown, three guys that Stroud loves to throw the football to, I think it'd be, and then you got Nico Collins, who's great, but look who's going to be guarding Nico Collins. You're going to have Pat Surtain going up against Nico Collins. That's going to be hard for Nico Collins to go up against. So I think for the Texans, they need one of two or both of those guys in Tank Dell and Noah Brown to play in this game. But I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud, whether they play or whether they don't play. I think C.J. Stroud has a big game. I don't think watching what this Texans defense did last week against the Jaguars, they looked bad. They looked good at times, but they looked bad at times as well. Russell Wilson in this offense is hot. Courtland Sutton's playing good football. Their offense is playing good football, and so is their defense. I don't think Denver's defense will be able to stop Houston, and I don't think Houston's defense will be able to stop Russell Wilson and the Broncos. I could see this being a low-scoring game where two defenses go at it against each other, and it's a low-scoring game down to the end. But I think this is a repeat of last week with the Texans and the Jaguars, and I have the Houston Texans getting a win over the Denver Broncos 30-27. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out. Go Texans.